So in 1994, when Aristide is put back into power, Clinton allows him to go back there since he's going to uphold the neoliberal Washington consensus, free market policies. When he is delivered back into power, Jean-Bertrand Aristide becomes president, and Sweet Mickey Martelly, Francois, I don't know, Francois, Sweet Mickey. So Aristide becomes president, and Sweet Mickey Martelly, he runs and hides in Florida due to his involvement with his buddy Michel Francois. Or he is Michel Francois. I don't know. Michel, the Tonton Macoute. Since Sweet Mickey Martelly was involved with the Tonton Macoute, since Sweet Mickey was the one that was part of the CIA-led effort, since he was involved in that, when Aristide got into power, Sweet Mickey took off and he hid in Florida. So, Sweet Mickey Martelly has got an asterisk by his name. Is he? Nobody knows. He's not directly involved, but why would he run away? Aristide comes back, Sweet Mickey runs away. Why would he do that? In 2001, George W. Bush continued his father's legacy of hatred of Aristide and Haiti through financial terrorism against the Haitian government. So they cut the funding. In 2003, George W. Bush vetoed $500 million of international aid from going to Haiti, which would have been used for education, health, and clean water. Compare that to Israel that year, who collected $3.7 billion from the United States with no questions asked, so they could continue their terrorism against the Palestinian people. Israel gets $3.7 billion, but $500 million, not, with an M, not with a B, was pledged to go to Haiti, since we spend, foreign aid for everybody all across the world. But he vetoed it, so they're not going to get any money in 2003. And so later on, Haiti would be hit by a hurricane and then an earthquake, and again, Obama passes a package to send them money, but an amendment is stopped. So how many deaths could have been prevented if they had that money and if they had the infrastructure to build the necessary water and clean and sanitary conditions that people, society needs in order to survive and live on. So not only did Daddy Bush kill 5,000 Haitians in the 1990s, but how many residual deaths were caused by these actions, by this behavior? On February 5th, 2004, per Wikipedia.com, there is a rebel group called the Cannibal Army. And the Cannibal Army was controlled by America. America is financing the Tonton Macoute. That's the Cannibal Army. And on February 5th, 2004, the Cannibal Army, Tonton Macoute, takes control of Haiti's fourth largest city, Gonaives. So Haiti takes control of the fourth largest city, Gonaives, marking the beginning of a minor revolt against Aristide. So these are terrorists. In our day, if there is an armed group that's taken over Los Angeles, what would Obama do to that armed militant group who took over Los Angeles? He would invade. He would attack them. So this is straight up terrorism. We're in a war against terrorism, but we're financing terrorism at the same time. So it seems like the definition is a very tenuous one. It's one that it's a fig leaf to allow American empire, which means America could do whatever they want to do and nobody could stop them. So the Cannibal Army, the Tonton Macoute, financed by the CIA in America, during the sack of Gonaives, they burned down the police station, they looted it for weapons and vehicles, and then they used those to continue their campaign on down the coast. February 22nd, the rebels captured Haiti's second largest city, Cap-Haïtien. So they took over Gonaives, Cap-Haïtien, they took over Cap-Haïtien, and then as the end of February approached, the rebels threatened to take the capital, Port-au-Prince. And that fueled increasing political unrest and the building of barricades throughout the capital. Haitians fled their country on boats, seeking to get into the United States. On February 25th, 2004, Jean-Bertrand Aristide was surrounded through the chief of staff in Haiti and through the American embassy, and he was told that America would kill a lot of people unless Aristide stepped down. 2004. It's probably Colin Powell. I bet Colin Powell is sitting in this room at the time, and he says, either you step down or a lot of people are going to die. And Aristide's surrounded by all these people, all this military people, so I guess he didn't want to die, so he humbly stepped aside into the American plane, and he was exiled to South Africa just as easily as Toussaint Louverture was captured by the French to Haiti's shame. So Toussaint Louverture, it was arranged by a white guy, an ex-French friend who was an official, wanted to talk to him. So Toussaint Louverture goes to meet up with him to talk, and Toussaint Louverture is arrested. And he's sent into prison in France, where he eventually starves to death. Why did Toussaint Louverture agree to this meeting? Why did he just humbly, walk into his own death? It's really baffled a lot of people why that had happened, since he had, he had started the first black slave rebellion and established the first black republic, right? So Aristide did the same thing. He walked away. They said, if you don't step down, we're gonna kill you. And so he got in the plane. Jean-Bertrand Aristide, 2004, stepped into the American plane, and then the American plane went to South Africa. So Baby Bush sent Aristide to South Africa, which marks the second coup d'etat. There's a 1991 coup d'etat, 2004 coup d'etat. So what was Aristide's crime? Why does Baby Bush and Daddy Bush absolutely hate Aristide? Well, why did Baby Bush order the Marines to just watch the Tonton Macoute run roughshod over the country? Why did Baby Bush just order the Marines to watch these rebels take over Gonaives and watch the rebels take over Cap Haitian? Because they're involved in it, they're behind it. But what was the reason? Why is Aristide such an enemy? Just because he cared about the poor? Just because he was for liberation theology? Thinks that religion and spirituality should lead to your liberation? Is that the reason? Why did the Marines just watch the terrorist bloodshed massacre without doing a thing about it? The Marines just watched all of this. So the Marines are stationed in Haiti, and there's all this killing, and we do nothing about it. We just watch all these innocent people get killed. So Jean-Bertrand Aristide, his major crime was seriously pressuring France to pay back the reparations. George W. Bush ordered the Marines to stand down. Well, when the Tonton Macoute under Louis Jodel Chamberlain's FRAF, who was taking over cities, murdering Aristide's army, storming cities in plainclothes death squads, and then he eventually kidnapped Aristide and exiled him to South Africa. Louis Jodel Chamberlain's Tonton Macoute's FRAF were exiles who living in the Dominican Republic with Baby Bush's permission through the CIA, aka the Cannibal Army, forcefully took over the Haitian cities of Gonaives and Cap Haitian. Gonaives is Haiti's rice basket region. The Tonton Macoute were about to militarily occupy Port-au-Prince, but was stopped short when Aristide was kidnapped and forced into exile into South Africa. Caleb McGarry was a politician who said to have been heavily involved in the overthrow. After George W. Bush and the Tonton Macoute's 2004 coup d'etat, Bush II installed Gerard Latour II as prime minister and Boniface Alexander as the president. Biggest difference between the U.S.-led 1991 coup d'etat against Aristide versus the U.S.-led coup d'etat in 2004 against Aristide is that in 2004, Aristide didn't come back to power. Aristide was forced to relinquish power forever. So, why is that such a huge crime? Haiti wants reparations back from France. Toussaint Louverture, and then there's, I forget the first president, there's this other really popular figure that establishes all the institutions. Toussaint Louverture is the military leader who starts the battle, but he doesn't finish it since he gets killed. And the reparations come in, so Haiti declares independence, and France is like, okay, we'll let you have your independence, but you need to pay us our money back. We got assets and we got property there, and you need to pay us back. And so Haiti, looking, eager for peace with France, agreed to it. They agreed to these reparations, which is backwards, which is upside down. Reparations would be for the slaves, and they massacred and killed and stole all the resources. So actually, France should be paying the reparations. But Haiti signs up for the deal, and for the next decades, Haiti struggles to pay these reparations back to France. So Aristide today says, well, we're a poor country now, and if France had not taken all of that money in the very beginning, then if they had not taken all that money in the very beginning, then our country would be better off. So France needs to give us our money back. We didn't owe that reparations to you all. France owes the reparations to Haiti. And actually, France starts a lot of other stuff. Vietnam, there's French troops that was in Vietnam, and then, JFK sends a couple, 500,000 or 50,000 military advisors into Vietnam to kind of cover the French's works, the French's occupation of Vietnam. So this isn't the first time that France does some shit and then America supports it blindly. So the reparations is the reason why Aristide, he mentioned the reparations. He was serious about it. He wanted France to pay back that money, and the American government just couldn't stand it. They could not allow that to happen. So since they could not allow that to happen, since they could not bear to see Aristide get any money from France, they ordered the coup d'etat. So I remember watching this video. Baby Bush, George W. Bush, was saying to a bunch of White House reporters, and he said it with a straight face, and he said that Aristide had resigned 2004. So he knows what had happened. He didn't resign. He didn't just say, you know, I quit or whatever. He forced him to quit, and you know, that's a coup d'etat. If it's under coercion, Aristide did not freely choose to leave. He was coerced to do it. So the Haitian coup d'etat of George W. Bush signals to the world that the Iraq invasion was more of a war of imperialism, conquest and power and domination over the entire world. It's more for empire, so America could do whatever the fuck it wanted to do, than it was to bring freedom and democracy to Iraq. Once again, Baby Bush finishing the job of Pussy Daddy Bush, only this time he was doing it in the Western Hemisphere. Right here in our own, you know, backyard, so to speak, just off the shores of Florida, on a tiny remote island nation with the mountainous terrain. George W. Bush was also declaring to the world that America was an empire and the most powerful, and it's going to stay here permanently, and there isn't anything anybody can do about it. Historically speaking, America and Haiti have had a tumultuous relationship. Even in the beginning, right at the very origins, in spite of their common historical revolutionary parallels, both declared freedom. 1776 was when we declared our independence, 1804 when they got theirs. We got ours at 83, so that was 21 years later. After America became free, then Haiti became free, which is Haiti. I don't know why do we call it Haiti when it's Haiti. So why does America have such a problem with this little tiny island nation, this little tiny, you know, the first black republic? Why does America not allow this tiny island to govern as they should? It's like when Ronald Reagan invaded Grenada, talking about how the communists are going to be coming through Grenada. We're attacking these tiny little island nations who do not represent a threat to us because of empire and conquest. So, and it's also racism. I almost feel like it's big white America cannot stand idly by as this little, you know, first black republic tries to stand up and become successful so they can govern themselves. And that's a trend that happened in the very beginning with Thomas Jefferson all the way up till today. They stopped that money. The Republicans stopped that money from going into Haiti. Why? Why is that so important? Pat Robertson said that Haiti had sold their soul to the devil. Right? Well, why does America like this? Why does America say this stupid shit? The second independent nation in the Western Hemisphere after America was Haiti in 1804. Thomas Jefferson spoke about Toussaint Louverture in unequivocal, nasty, racist terms. Thomas Jefferson sent France $300,000 during Haiti's War of Independence and the war's beginning, showing that he financially supports their enemies. He did not care about this nation, even though they had just fought the same battle. And then he issued an arms embargo on Haiti, so he wouldn't send any weapons into Haiti during this war. Thomas Jefferson was counter-revolutionary. He was trying to counter the revolution and stop them from gaining their independence. And he shouldn't have been so counter-revolutionary, since America benefited vastly from Haiti's War of Independence against France with the Louisiana Purchase. So Thomas Jefferson's being a total fucking dick to Haiti, sending all this money to France so they could kill more Haitians, and not selling any more guns to Haiti so that they don't have any weapons to fight the French colonial occupiers off. But since France is an imperialist swine, Napoleon, that's who Toussaint Louverture was fighting. He was fighting Toussaint Louverture for several years. And since he was able to prolong the war for such a long time, Napoleon needed the money. And Napoleon needed the money, so he sold a large swath of land in America to Thomas Jefferson, which is now smack dab in the middle of America. So because of Toussaint Louverture, the Louisiana Purchase was sold to Thomas Jefferson. There's a lot of states that would not be America today if it wasn't for Toussaint Louverture. So a lot of states need to say thank you to Haiti, thank you to Saint Louverture for being American. If it wasn't for Toussaint Louverture, 13 states would not be in existence because of the first revolutionary. And those states are Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Minnesota. Those 13 states should thank Haiti for their very existence. And it took Abraham Lincoln to become president before America even recognized Haiti as a country.